This is John McAllister with Around the State. And every so often, when I go to camps, or often, I guess, I like to go and just see if I can find prospects. I get a list later on, but it's kind of fun to watch players, watch high school players, and just see if they can catch my eye. At Tiffin a few weeks ago at the Tiffin Football Camp was the case. I watched a young player named Joel Kpassou, and I don't know if it's his name's pronounced correctly, but we'll know later. But Joel plays for Solon High School. He's going to be in the 20, he's a 2023 class guy, and he's 5'10, probably a buck 60, buck 65, but he can run and he's physical and he's competitive. Plus, he can just catch the ball. And I watched him, and then I was able to track him down and talk to some people, and I think he's a really good prospect. And you don't know about him yet, but that doesn't matter to me. Anyway, looking forward to talking to him. Joel Kpassou, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful.
Where are you? Tell the people what school you go to and what position you play.
I'm Joel Kpassou. I go to Solon High School. I play DB and receiver, slot receiver.
Okay, slot receiver, and you go to Solon High School. It's kind of neat because I have a lot of good coaching friends at Solon, even back to By Morgan Jr. He's only a couple years older than I am. So, what was neat meeting you? Excuse me, I told you before we went on, is that I like to go to camps and just pick out, watch guys, and say, "Hey, I like that guy." Well, that's what happened with you. I had no idea who you were or what list you were on or anything like that. And I don't even know if you're on a list or not. But you looked really good at the Tiffin camp. Okay,
Appreciate it.
you looked really good. And then I did a little homework, and I even like it better. Okay, Joel, you're a. Let's see. Let's talk other sports first because I'm impressed with your track abilities. Okay, and you're in the 23 class. You're only going to be a junior.
Yep.
Tell me what happened last year in track as a sophomore.
As a sophomore, season started off kind of slow, but as we progressed, coming to like districts, I got district champ. Um, moved on to the regional. Then we got for the for 100 to make it to finals, kind of slipped up. But the 4x2, we qualified. We got fourth, and we made it all the way to the state meet, and got All Ohio, placed in eighth.
Placed eighth in Ohio.
Yep.
What was okay? What leg are you running?
Always first. Always first.
My goodness, you're the leadoff guy.
Yeah.
Boy, that's really good. So you must be the second fastest time on that 4x2 team, then, right? Second fastest because leadoff is pretty good, and anchor is pretty good too. By the way,
Yeah.
Well,
We all rollers. We all run super like we all rollers.
okay. What would be 100-meter time for you?
I say like 11-1.
11-1. Sophomore, right? That's
Sophomore.
really good. No, you were a sophomore last year.
Yeah. Now I'm coming junior.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about track. How important you're only a sophomore and you ran in the state meet last year. Now
Yeah.
you're an upcoming junior. That's
Yep.
really good. You play any other sports besides football and,
Um,
and track?
I did wrestling a couple years back, but I stopped that just to focus on track a little bit more.
Okay, wrestling. You know what you said? That's pretty.
Yeah.
That's good, man. Okay, let's talk football now. Let's talk football, and I think that's your sport. And watching you play and everything, but what? Why football? Why football? Why do you like football? What reason? Why football?
Why not football? I just like love the sport. I've been trying to play it since second grade, and I only got the chance to play it in eighth grade, and I just kept going from there. My mom didn't want to let me play; she thought it was too dangerous. So I just been loving the sport ever since growing up, watching people play it. Um, always been attached to it. At recess, that's all we would play. But um, eighth grade year, I really just fell in love with the sport, and just it just kept going.
That's really good. That's good. Wide receiver and a slot receiver, I think. Probably that's what you're playing right now.
Yeah,
And I'm not so sure that's not a good college position for you. And then you also play defensive back. And I know you're a hitter, but you've got a year and a half to figure out, 2 years almost to figure this out and where you got to play. But you're really a good athlete. You're really a good football player. And
appreciate it.
every day. What are you every day? 5'10", 5'9.5"?
Five
Every
ten,
every day.
5'10".
Okay. That's good. About 170. You that big
Nah,
yet?
I'm like 160 right now, 165.
Okay. I was guessing 165. That's good. I think before we go any farther, we got to talk a little bit about, I said with the name Kpassou, Kpassou, that's,
Kpassou,
what is it?
Kpassou.
Kpassou.
Yep,
That's unique. And then you told me that you were born on the Ivory Coast,
yep.
and then your dad and mom moved here, and you're living in Solon now. That's really good. So, when when did you? How old were you when you came to the United States?
I was about 7. Yeah,
Okay.
7 back in 2012.
Okay, so you've experienced football. I mean, although mom wouldn't let you play, you
Yeah,
no, I'm kidding you. I'm joking. But so you've been around it since you're 7, 8 years old, though, huh? That's
yeah,
you've seen it and watched it. Well,
yep.
thank goodness. Thank goodness she rescinded her idea and let you play, man.
Yeah.
That's really good. Okay, if you were able to follow some pro or college guy around for a day, who would it be and why?
College, a pro or college.
Yeah. Any football players you are you familiar with?
I
And
I say I say Steve Smith.
Steve Smith. What makes him unique?
I don't know. I just like he a trash talker, but he also back it up when whatever he say. You know, what I'm like he will go on the field, talk crazy, blah blah blah, and then he'll come back and make sure he delivering what he was saying.
He's pretty good. Pretty
Yeah.
good. Okay, and with along those lines a little bit, anybody in your life so far that's kind of guided you, kind of been like a there for you, kind of kicked you in the behind when you needed it, and things like that, giving you direction. Anybody in your life like that so far that you can credit that?
My mom's Dukes. She's been there every step of the way, always been supporting me, always trying to put me in the right direction. She been through a lot, and she always try to support me, even though she don't have much.
That's good. That's good. That's a compliment to you. Anybody in the sports yet that have done that, or your mom's pretty much the major one that's done that for you? Any coaches or anything like that? I mean, that have pushed you or anything? You give
I feel
credit to?
like my coaches right now they push me to be great every day. Coach Wiz, he always contacting me. Coach Ike, I talk to him. He's like we like friends almost. Like I
Good.
talk to him like me and him are good buddies. He more like a
Good.
brother to me.
That's really good. That's good. I think the whole concept of coaching is changing to where it needs to be like that. Okay. It needs to be like that. Okay. Okay. If you might have answered it here, I have 3 or 4 silly questions for you.
Gotcha.
And the first one is, if you could trade places with anybody, it doesn't have to be sports, anybody for one day, who would it be?
I'll say
Anybody?
I say my mom. I want to see her perspective of life and how her day by day goes and how much like what she have to go through on a day by day basis, just so I can get an understanding of where she coming from when she say different stuff.
That's good. That's good. I mean, because you walk in her shoes just for one day and you get it, right? I mean, you
Yeah,
got an idea of what's going on and stuff. That's really good. How's school for you? How's school going for you?
school is going all right.
Things like that.
Well,
How's your grades? How are your grades in school and things like that going?
I say
Academic.
my grades are kind of mediocre. Uh, I feel like the whole COVID thing messed it up for everybody. Like I couldn't at the first half to see like the first half of like the school year, I was remote. It was real hard for me to pay
Oh my,
attention. So
yeah,
I had to like the fourth quarter, I asked my mom if I can go into in school just so I can sit there and actually get feedback from the teachers that can help me.
that's good. That's good. You know, there are a lot of students like that. My one granddaughter needs that instant feedback. She need, you know, she did okay, but she needs a teacher right in front of her. You know what you kind of what you're talking about to help and everything. And the COVID-19 has screwed up a lot of things. I hope we get back into somewhat normal.
Yeah,
And what words do you live by, Joel? What I mean, like, it's kind of maybe hard to understand, but what drives you? For me, it's so much of it's, success drives, breeds success, or be the best you can be, and things like that. What drives you when you start playing football? What drives you? What what motivates you? What any words that motivate you? Any sayings?
like specific words.
Yeah,
I
just
say
any sayings or slogans or anything like that drive you,
like
motivate you.
Psalm 23:4. It says that even though you walk through the darkest valleys, you're not scared because God with you. I say I live by that the most because it don't matter where I'm going. I know I got
He's
faith.
there, man. He's there. God's there. That's really good. Psalm 23, what?
Pretty sure it's four.
Okay. Okay, we're good. We're good. No, that's really neat. That says a lot about you there. Just a lot. Okay, anything just kind of annoy you or bug you or doesn't have to get you up. You don't want to be fighting or anything like that. Anything just kind of get under your skin a little bit.
Uh,
Anything like,
when when people like eat and it like smack like that noise it makes, like oh my
excuse
god.
me, excuse me, man. You caught me off guard there. Okay, Joel. So wait a minute. Okay, that's good. That's really good.
That's one of my pet
Okay,
peeves.
so far in your young career, is there anything, any top sports moment for you? Anything that you going so far that you will always remember? Any kind of a sports high? If not, that's okay. I mean, any big play or anything that's always going to be you're always going to remember.
I feel like my first time playing football, like it was my first time getting in the game, and I scored like a 60-yard touchdown. It was like the first time. I always remember that.
For sure, for real. That's really good. Okay, let's talk about you as a football player. What are your strengths so far? What do you see as strengths, Joel, for you?
I feel like I'm disciplined. Like that's one of my strengths. Like if you tell me do this, I'm gonna do that. But and I also feel like one of my strengths on the offensive side is my route running ability
Your
and
one
making
ability, I'm sorry.
route running
We're up. Okay.
and
Okay,
speed.
you can break it down. You know, that's good. That's good. What else? Anything else strength wise?
Um, I feel like even though I'm not as tall, but like my wingspan.
Well, you got a wingspan, plus you catch the football. That's one of the first things I saw you do over in Tiffin. You can catch the football. You can get up in the air. Okay. Let me go ahead because I do evaluate you too. Much so you just so you know. Okay. What are some things you have to work on then?
Um, I feel like my routes are all right. They're good, but I feel like I want to tweak. Like I have to tweak a little bit of like more stuff. Like if I'm cutting the stuff at, if I have to cut at 12 yards, I want to make sure I cut it at 12 yards and then make it look crisp.
What else? Anything else?
I also feel like I got to work on like like short passes. Like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it. Like going through the middle, getting hit, and still like catching the ball. If that makes any
Yeah.
sense.
As a slot guy, you may be doing that.
Yeah.
That's really good. Here's what I think. Okay, I first of all, I think you compete. I think you're tough. Okay, you got to be that way. And I think that you run good routes. And I think what you do is you can gain separation. You know, everybody talks about how fast somebody is, how fast. Well, fast, you know, that corner is as fast as you are sometimes. So people have to learn to use their hands, get away, get open, you know, separate. And I think that's good. And I think the other thing is now you'll probably question this. I think you need now you run fast, but I think you need a little bit more early explosion, and at the end you need to be a top receiver. Top, you got to have that. I call it fifth gear or that burst. Man, as soon as you can, you're gonna boom and go. But you're there. I mean, you're a track guy, and so you're going to get better at that. And I know Solon's track program is good, speed program, so that's going to be really good. But I think you've really got you got a lot more upside than downside right now. You just have to keep working harder and getting stronger. Keep getting stronger because you know that makes you faster.
For
You're you
sure.
know and your back and your shoulders and everything. Sounds good. I think you've got the right ideas. And plus, like I told you earlier, you don't even remember this probably, but when I talked to you at Tiffin, you were kind of upset a little bit because they didn't have you maybe as tall as you wanted to be.
Yeah, they had me like a 5'9". Like,
Well, you know what I'm saying is, but you were that's neat because that means you know you're a competitor. Now that sounds silly to you, but not to me. Okay, you, that sounds good. Okay, what advice would you give a freshman playing football? You need to. What do you tell them?
I'll say make sure you get that off season work. Like
Wow.
freshman year, I did some stuff by myself, but like going into my sophomore year, I like tapped in with like Glenn Campbell at Fix Sports and other places. Like they helped me a lot trying to get my craft better and working on me and like helping me as a football player as well as a man. And I feel like that helped a lot. And if you can start that from a young age, like freshman year, going up, it's gonna help you tremendously.
That's really good. That's super. Okay. Okay. This goes too fast. Okay. What's one second silly question? What's one thing that, excuse me, nobody knows about you?
One thing,
Nobody knows. Nobody knows about you. What's
one
one
thing
thing?
that nobody knows about
Yeah.
me. Let me
What's-
see.
I'll give you another one if you can't get that one. Okay.
I can't think of something.
Okay. Okay. I'll give you an easy one then. What What do you do when you are by yourself? Not with your buddies, not with not. What do you do when nobody's around? What occupies your time?
Um, Listening to music and drawing,
What was the second thing?
drawing.
Oh, drawing. Did I say
Yeah,
drawing? That's
yeah,
really neat. So you into art a little bit too, then, huh?
yeah.
Drawing. Good. Okay. What music do you listen to?
I listen to more like it depends the mood, but most likely I listen to like Rio or like Key Glock. I listen to more hip hop music.
Yeah, you listen to Drake.
Yeah, I listen to Drake.
That impressed you, didn't I?
Yeah,
That's the only one I know, man. It's the only one I know. But I thought, I'm going to. In fact, I write it on the wall so I remember it. And he's out of Canada, right?
he's Canadian.
I'm just, I'm crazy. Okay, my last silly question.
Gotcha.
This is an easy one. What talent would you like to have you don't have and you'll never be able to get it?
Does,
What
does it
talent?
got does it got to be like can it be like supernatural talent?
No.
No. All right. What talent I want to have, but I don't have. I'll say,
You can dance, I'm sure, right?
yeah, I
Can you
can
cook?
dance.
Can you
Yeah.
cook?
Can I
Huh?
cook?
Yeah.
I can cook
Okay.
sometimes, depending on the day.
Okay.
But
Okay.
let me see. What I like to have that I don't have.
Well, you
I want to
have.
be. I want to be able to drive a plane.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
That's what I
Fly
want
a
to do.
plane.
Yeah.
Maybe able to do that someday. Who knows? That's a possibility. That's really good. Okay. What's the best thing about playing football? The very
Um.
best thing.
Very best thing is connections and brotherhood. Um. I feel like that's one of the best things. Meeting new people, connecting with people. And then on Friday nights, playing with your brothers. That's probably the best of all.
That's so much fun, isn't it? I
Yeah.
think just about everybody I talk to says that. Okay, I have two more questions. One, how is recruiting going for you right now? Anything at all going for you? And then did you go to any camps this summer
Nope.
or anything like that? You
I
go to,
went to a lot of camps. I feel like I mean, I went to like I didn't went to like crazy amount of camps, but I went to a good amount of camps. I feel like I made an impression at the camps I were at. So recruiting is going decent. I don't got no offers yet, but I got to just keep working and hopefully they'll come in.
yeah, yeah. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about offers. That's so many of those are bogus anyway. They're not real offers. I mean, they really are. Okay. My last question, why should I recruit you?
um,
Should I recruit you?
One, I'm a leader. All right, like on the field, off the field, I lead. I'll if you need me to do something, I'll do that. Second
But
off,
you're only a sophomore. You're only going to be a junior. You got to tell these seniors what to do and be
what
a
is
leader.
what is what is age got to do anything? If you can tell somebody you don't, it's not always what to do or this and that. It's just trying to show them the right path. You know what I'm saying? Like if 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 somebody doing something they're not supposed to do, I ain't about to be like, don't do that. I'm gonna be like, why not do this instead?
That's why I would recruit you, man. Right there. So you don't have to answer anything else. That's why I would recruit you. Okay. Because of that attitude. And I was just messing with you to see what you'd say. Okay. I will let you go. And I wrote this is a 21-minute interview. It's supposed to be 15. But if there's any, I really appreciate you being on my podcast. Okay.
Appreciate you having me. Thank you.